Hi everybody. In this video I'm going to be talking about black and white photography and giving you a few tips as to how to look for better black and white images. And if you're a beginner, there's a few tips during the vlog which comes a bit later on, where I go outside at sunset on 2 separate occasions. And there's a tip there for you if you're a beginner, because you might not be able to visualize very well in black and white, but learning to visualize things in black and white is a very good skill. So even though you can take pictures of wonderful things on a flat light day, trees, even in flattish light, add a lot of contrast to the image, it makes them look a lot better. Because originally black and white film tended to be quite contrasty anyway. And I like that kind of look because I used to process black and white film. Some great subjects to look out for are solitary trees. Even groups of trees are great, especially in snow. As long as there's a lot of contrast in the scene, that is my preferred way of thinking about black and white. So I tend to look for those kind of days which are very dramatic skies, or skies which even have just deep blue in them with white fluffy clouds. They can make great black and white conversions. So black and white makes you concentrate more on things like texture, and the composition gets even more important because you strip away the colour, the texture or the form of the objects that you're photographing have to be strong, otherwise they will not make a good image. Shooting into the sun becomes really good as well because you get dramatic shadows. This was shot fairly early in the morning. I'm best known for my landscape photography, but years ago I used to do portraits of friends on black and white film, and even famous people. These pictures were all taken over 35 years ago, and I just love them. They've got such timeless look, I think, black and white. And some of these people are no longer with us, so I'm so glad I took them. There's a distinctive kind of quality with black and white film that I really like. I used to print my own black and white, converting my kitchen into a darkroom. I used to do street photography as well, and street photography is great fun. So now I'm not so busy in my landscape photography work, I think I'm going to go back to taking pictures like this. Most of these pictures have never even been seen before because they're not on my landscape photography website. But in today's video I'm going to be going out shooting at sunset. Now sunset, obviously people think of colour, don't they? But hopefully I'll be able to find some good black and white images as well. Hiya, in this video I'm going to be shooting in black and white. So a really good way of doing this is to change your creative look, or it might be called picture style on your camera. With a Sony it's creative look. You find it in the menu and you just change it to black and white. Therefore everything you see is going to be in black and white on the screen and in the viewfinder on a mirrorless camera. Now if you're shooting JPEG, don't do this because you'll just get a black and white JPEG. But I'm shooting RAW and it's dead easy because when you get it back you can just change it back to colour if you want to and shoot black and white. But obviously it's easier if you're visualising your image already in black and white. So that's why it's worth changing. Now I must admit this is the first time I've done this in a long time because I grew up with black and white photography. And I grew up with film cameras. So from 1978 I was shooting film cameras, so obviously I learned to visualise what it would be like in black and white. So if I shoot in black and white film, obviously I'd be looking through my viewfinder on my film camera and it would be colour because it was a glass viewfinder. But I had to imagine what it would be like in black and white. So I kind of got used to doing that, and nowadays I don't use this black and white creative look hardly ever because I pretty much know when an image is going to be good in black and white anyway. So but it's a very useful tool to help you to visualize things in black and white. So I'm going to be using it today just so I can experience it myself and know what I'm talking about with this. Well, the skies may be grey, but I'm shooting black and white anyway. So it's all going to be grey or black or white, isn't it? Got these seagulls in the foreground. Britain's noisiest bird. They're a pain in the neck at 5 o'clock in the morning, but they are enough a beautiful bird and they make a great foreground. So I'm always happy to see them and they love it in a freshwater stream, which is what I'm stood in now. I actually remembered my Wellingtons. I don't know what you call them in your country, gumboots. I'm not sure why they're called Wellingtons, wellies. Maybe it's because of Duke of Wellington or something, I don't know. Anyway, who cares? So yeah, I think I've got a shot in the bag, which is great. It's very simple. You know what they say, don't you? Flat light, black and white. Just picking out a few people up on the hill over there at about 250 millimeters on this 100 to 400 millimeter lens. I haven't been drinking, I just... Anyway, yeah, and I'm pleased to say I've just broken the rule of thirds, so that's good. In fact, I'm not sure if this comes into any rule at all, but it is a nicely balanced shot. So rules are great, aren't they? But breaking them, even better. I'm really enjoying this. I don't think I've got any great pictures, but I've taken some pictures of people in black and white and plenty of seagulls, one of my favourite subjects. You know, when I get them back to the office, they might look better, especially when you boost the contrast. I think black and white pictures look a lot better when they're very contrasty. So you got deep blacks and bright whites and some nice grey tones in between. So because I used to shoot black and white film and process my own black and white and print my own black and white in a dark room, most of those papers I used to use, they were quite contrasty, and I like that kind of look. It's pretty cold now. Wish I brought my coat. I managed to remember to bring my waistcoat. I've got my Wellingtons, all good, but I should have brought my coat. It is August after all, British summer. I particularly like black and white with silhouetted people. So I did this self-portrait using the Sony app on my phone, which enabled me to get into position and then fire the shutter remotely. Then I saw this girl walking along the beach and I asked her if she'd pose for me. She'd willingly obliged, so thank you very much, Amy. Yeah, I like these in colour and in black and white, so hard to choose between them. Anyway, very kind of her to do that. I'm back at Godrevy again, and there aren't many seals here tonight. There's usually about 100 or so in winter at low tide, but not so many tonight. So that was a pretty good session last night. I got some good pictures, I think, and it definitely helped having the black and white creative look on, because when you're viewing things in black and white, it takes the colour out of it, so you just concentrate more on the shapes and the contrast of an image rather than the actual colour itself. But I'm still glad that I have the option to be able to have the colour image if I want to. So if you're shooting JPEGs, not RAW, then the way you can get around this is just to, if you've got a camera which you can set the black and white creative look to a particular button on the back or something, because I got a shortcut button here, and you might have one on your camera, then you could set it to that, have it view everything in black and white, but before you take the shot, switch it back to colour, then take the shot, and then you'll get the best of both worlds, because you'll be able to convert the colour image to black and white. But you should be shooting RAW really, because it gives you more scope for editing, and it gives you more options when you get back in the studio later on. So I've been enjoying using this, but I still don't know if I really need it or not personally, because of all my experience in black and white in the past. But I'll carry on with it for this video just to see if it actually makes any big difference. So I've taken a few shots already, and they're okay. I think the sun's starting to set now, so it should get a little bit better. So I put a 10-stop neutral density filter on, and I'm doing obviously long exposures. So I'm getting about 10 seconds at f16. They look pretty good. Please don't call long exposure black and white fine art photography. Oh, I don't know why. Why do people call things fine art photography? I guess they're trying to distinguish between normal photography and you know, something which is more artistic. But why bother? It's just photography, and yeah, some of it's more artistic than others, but not fine art photography. I just don't know why, but I can't get with that at all. So this is just a long exposure black and white photograph. But I'm going to be glad I have it in colour as well, because I like these shots where you've got the sun streaming down across the sea, because they look really good with long exposures. So I'll show you those. Such a pleasure, just sat on a ledge. I've got oyster catchers making their, oh, I just heard a curlew as well then. Curlews, oyster catchers, sun's going down, got a ledge to sit on. Got some nice photos already, although I think they're going to look better in colour. And there's a bloke who pinched my favourite seat, which is got a nice bench and it's hidden around the corner so you don't get the wind, whereas I'm getting a bit of wind on this microphone. I hope you can't hear it. But he's up there playing an accordion, and he's been there for about an hour now. Good on him. It's pretty nice hearing accordion in the background. He's English, but don't let that stop him, eh? So yeah, a good night, and a good night yesterday, and I think overall I'm glad I tried this black and white creative look, because it does make you think in black and white. So I'd recommend trying it if you're not used to visualizing things in black and white. But because I am, I probably won't use it again. But don't let that stop you. So I hope you like the music that's been playing, and I've just started a new YouTube channel called Tony Howell Music. I'll put a link on it in the description below, and there's about 14 tracks on there now that have only just been put up, so no one's listened to them yet. So if you like my kind of electronic music, do give it a look. Well, thanks for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye.